Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Sienna, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Right, it's June of 2022. So happy full moon in Sagittarius. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? What is your frequency vibration? What are you thinking about? Right, because we're pretty much painting a new picture. It's like a blank slate, and you got a canvas in front of you. You have all the colors. I mean, you have all the you have the paintbrush, right, with all the colors. So what kind of world are we painting? Making this world a better place with high frequency vibration? Or are we still, in those negative vibes and blaming others and all this resistance and old bad habits are still pursuing us because we are not acknowledging them, right? We have to look at all the skeletons in our closet. So that's why I do what I do. It is a shadow work in order for us to shine bright, being the column of light shining bright. We have to do the inner work, the transformational work, and the shadow work, and of course acknowledging the pain body, healing the pain body, and writing things down, especially all the trauma, everything that happened to us. Okay, so with the full moon in Sagittarius, guys, also shows us the level of consciousness, awareness, where we are or how we are creating. Okay, because again, if something is popping up to the surface, please know that it's for you to embrace it, to acknowledge it. It's teaching. It's always teaching you a lesson, right? We're like eternal students here, expanding our consciousness and so on. And so today, like, to me, like, the energy really avoid, and that everything is relative, right? This world is a stage. Okay, we're the actress and actresses, and so how are we playing a role, or how are we playing this game, right, here in this hologram or the snapshot each and every moment? Are we connecting to the AI, organic AI, that is connected to God, to source, right? Or if we are too much on the computer and not taking care of ourselves, and not loving ourselves, not meditating, right, not really doing the inner work, right, then of course the material world pulls us into that kind of inorganic AI, so-called reality. I would say artificiality. It's illusion. What does it mean? Illusion, Maya, all these energies, especially misqualified energies. Okay, again, the illusion can be positive, right? Just in this la 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 land, okay, the Alice in the Wonderland. But the illusion can be extremely in that negative polarized, and that's also what I experience in the underworld. Okay, all this torture and violence, the military, the DARPA, the dark SSP, the Men in Black, and all these psyops and Black Sun operations. Okay, and that's why, again, I teach what I teach, how I teach it, because through my experiences, right, I realized so many things. And learning reading Lisa Rinne's material, I learned about all the technology they use, the psychotronic weapons, and the directed energy weapons, the Armageddon programming software, pestilence software, and the Nazism 4.0, guys. And they have all kinds of inserts and chips, and the nanotechnology, right? We talk about the intracorporeal nanotechnology communication, and that's, I know how the military is also communicating with me, or the Marines, kind of telling me what's going on, or what whatever. It's interesting experience. I have both, like, as a yoga person, yogini, right, reading Bhagavad Gita. In a way, I was naive, right? I was naive. I just like, okay, let's connect to God, to source, let's meditate. I had no idea about the mind control, the project paperclip, the treaty with the grace. Okay, it's just a totally gullible, naive, and lots of misinformation going on as well. So where in the world is the torture happening? Where's this coming from? Okay, the secrets, the dark government, the shadow military, or the shadow government. Okay, and all these inversion, perversions running the base 10 mathematics, because those are anti-life, anti-Christ, anti-human codes. Remember, we're sacred geometry, we're sound, light, frequency, vibration, we're energy. Okay, so so this is an interesting story, guys, that I'm sharing with you. So I had this of course, awakened. I already was awakened, ascended, coming here as a child. And so I understood like the inner communication, devotion to the divine, to God, to source. And that's how you're being guided, directed, protected. But again, I had no idea that there's this kind of technology. And unfortunately, military is trauma-based mind control, where they open you to those psychic, they open your psychic senses, or open you to those psychic abilities, okay? But is that's the propaganda of those negative ones, it's to serve the narrative of those negative aliens with their negative alien agenda, okay? And they use it for destruction and for corruption and contamination and the rape, the violence and torture, and pretty much killing or getting rid of innocent people. And they call it war, all these fake wars. That's why I'm talking about the fake wars, the proxy Israel, because of this AI technology, right? DARPA, the Chimera Group, the Archons, running the reversals, right? The draconian measurements here. They have connection to the Phantom Matrix with all these parallel realities and with those invaders. And this is a complex operation, guys. Not everybody understands that, but I'm just kind of putting it out there. Okay, so in a way, this book is, in a way, there are some really good paragraphs I really enjoy, but at the same time, here talking about the mind, that the mind controls the way you feel. Mind is extremely powerful, but what I've experienced close to the military or being around military people, this whole mind control and the MK Ultra, the torture, the 5G towers, the radio frequency, all these chips and nanobots, all these kind of things, guys, they are hijacking our consciousness. Not only that, they're damaging the bioneurology, damaging the DNA. And that's why I have the credo for the New Earth jurisdiction. We're implementing the Galactic Codex, okay, and studying, learning the natural laws or the universal laws, because the light divine will set us free, going back to source, to our original blueprint, to that Stargate 12, D12, Armathena, right? The constellation of Lyra, the cradle of the human civilization, understanding the ancient cosmic earth history, okay? The law of grace, which is part of the Galactic Codex, right? We have the right for all information. Remember, most of the information, and I can even hear my roommate, people are worried or wondering what Mr. B is saying, or Mr. T is saying, or Ivanka is saying or not saying. People are so involved in the external and the government. And now all these revelations, right? I mean, that's why we're here, guys, creating this new earth. With this new earth jurisdiction, military force or space force, because everything was in inversion. Okay, the Nephilim grid, all these Nephilims, and the agenda, the propaganda, it was anti-life, anti-Christ, like I said. But with the solar rishis, the ascended masters, right? The Dwal Kul, El Moria, right? God's law, God's will. We have also here Archangel Solar Christ, Archangel Michael, has to do also with protection, God's law, God's will, not my will, but done with done, right? Doing the inner work. Everything has to start with us, from within, and that's how we are then co-creating with the divine under the law of one, with free will, resurrecting also the original constitution of 1776, the Declaration of Independence with the freedom of speech, right? And even I'm practicing just speaking my truth with a roommate regarding paying bills and how much am I supposed to pay, and all these things. So many things are not being told to me, and I have, my room is much smaller, right? But and of course it has to do with my living money. I don't earn much money, part-time job, not much being paid for an hour as well, but at the same time being grateful and thankful, right? So I can, guys, share those videos with you, and hopefully I can reconnect with my soul siblings. And I know as a military is not an easy thing, and being in a military base, right? And that's why I'm talking about these energies, how we have to transmute all this perversion and the mind control and the alien, the machinery of the aliens, right? The beast machine, the sex misery machine, the pornography and the child sex trafficking, even on a military basis, okay? And the damage of the environment, Mother Earth, Mother Nature. this is like humongous, and how those guys were really, you know, horribly treated, and the astral recruitments. But we have to be, of course, positive, right? Being positive. I see if somebody, you know, I have a context with them, right? All these invisible contacts, whether with ETs or with them. But at the same time, me being Taurus, right? All this confirmation needs to happen also, whether through the phone, like on that physical plane, okay? Because I'm not going to be, again, somebody's puppet and and playing the game, and no more sex games, you know. That's to me, that's, we're ending this kind of paradigm and this total nonsense, and it needs to be also brought into divine justice, right? The cosmic trials happening, you know, the law of one, like I said, the Galactic Codex, and we're also kind of creating with the divine, with the new earth jurisdiction. So understanding the laws, extremely important. Nobody's above the law. Justice will be served, and it is what it is. But anyway, so I opened, right, this book here, Law of Relativity, because I was saying, like, oh my God, everything is relative. And now, like, the void in consciousness is like, what are we creating? And this full moon in Sagittarius, right, Sag, you know, for me it's adventure, but also kind of going through challenges at the same time, expansion of consciousness. Sagittarian connection with Jupiter, also abundance, right? It has to do with that. And again, I'm not really good with horoscopes and astrology, but kind of the energies, you know, that I'm feeling, it has to also embark on your soul mission and moving forward, right? And, you know, really speaking your truth, expressing yourselves authentically, organically, right? So are we aligned, right, with God, with source, speaking our truth? Or being stuck in that lower astral plane and being in relationship that doesn't serve us, and complaining and judging and criticizing and pointing fingers, instead of like, okay, if I want to change, you know, my situation, I have to do it myself from within, right? We cannot change anybody. We cannot push things and just kind of be like terrorists, right? Pushing things, and, you know, all this violence happening because the power over others, and all this control and manipulation, and, you know, wanting to, the negative ones also have power control over this planet, humanity, the solar system, the galaxy. But you know, the solar rishis are here, the Christos founder races, the solar dragons, okay, that was also the golden dragon Ouroboros, that kind of line, the Magi Grail kings and queens, right? That was in the northern part of Iran, guys. Those kind of countries, they're actually extremely powerful, right? But people think that just kind of Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan, there was this beautiful statue of Buddha, and of course halfly destroyed. Why? You know, so those are actually very powerful countries because of powerful vortices. And for Ascension, right, that's why all these middle East, like there's a war in the Middle East, and the narrative is like we need gas or oil, while the cabal, the military or the secret government, they have levitating cars or spaceship and spacecraft, reverse engineering, this kind of highly advanced technology. And also they were trading humans for highly advanced technology since 50s because of the treaty with the Zetas, with the Orion group, okay? So we need to bring everything into surface. That's why I'm teaching, educating you. Remember, my videos are for educational and even entertainment purposes. I'm sharing information based on my direct experiences through my soul signature, energy signature, and how you guys then interpret what I'm sharing with you becomes your world, your reality. We are very powerful co-creators with the divine. So, and that's the thing, is we're powerful co-creator with the divine. So we're watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. If they're not deeds and actions, everything is accounted for, right? There's a huge, big responsibility. And, you know, raising the frequency vibration, we have to be focused, we have to be aligned, we have to be determined, right? And, you know, having that vow, the vow of unity. That's Lisa Renee's material. You can also find me on my website. But there was something else I wanted to share, what we are co-creating, and very important, watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, right? The astral plane, right? From the higher etheric realms has been pretty much reconstructed, but I can see so many people stuck in relationships and the astral kind of relationships and the astral sex. I mean, the low vibes, very dysfunctional. And it's funny how people get immediately triggered regarding sex, sexuality, or, you know, Kundalini yoga, channeling your sexual energies, right? Because there's been lots of trauma in it, and all this programming and reversals and conditioning and dumbing down and torture, right? Like the rape and child sex trafficking and satanic ritual abuses, the misqualification of this extremely important energy, your sexual energy, which is the core of our existence. Okay, so this is all also coming to the surface, to the light, to be acknowledged, right? It's going to the divine justice as well, the Galactic Codex. So all those engaged in those horrible crimes, they have to look at the consequences of their actions and start correcting all that, right? The corruption is huge, it's unfathomable. So I have the project for the military, so we'll see how everything goes, unfolds. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the messages, by the same time here we're on a physical plane, so see how that develops, because I'm also a person who needs confirmation, and I'm here protecting my space, doing the inner work, but here in a physical plane, in this physical body, even though I know it's mostly a hologram, right? I have all kinds of nano and technology inserted in me. It was implemented, all this operation going on through DARPA and you know, other aliens and other organizations, 3-letter agency and ICC and the military industrial extraterrestrial complex. So that's why my videos are complex, they're not for everybody. But like what I was saying, guys, you know, the yoga had those psychic abilities, they're very organic, authentic, not realizing there's an AI going on here, but you have those two AIs running at the same time. You have the positive, right, connection to God, to source, and then you have the negative, the degradation and the descending spiral. The same thing with people, guys. What are you projecting? What are you thinking? Loving and positive thoughts create loving and positive results, right? Negative and very kind of hateful thoughts create, you know, negative results. So it's guys up to each of us, right, making a choice decision. But at the same time, you know, we are learning to analyze each moment of time. Staying connected with the heart is the key to freedom. So the soul connection, conscious expansion, the heart structure, being in a heart that love conquers all, like, as you know, we learn from the law vibration. That's what it's all about, being loving and being compassionate with everything that happened to us or everything that is transpiring. We are also the witness. We are watching and observing, being compassionate witness, okay, conscious observers, because that's the only way to go. I know so many people will be kind of engaged in that fight and flight. The negative ego takes over because they haven't done the inner work. And that's why we are so much far away, like so much not far up front, that, you know, those who've been working on themselves, guys, who've been transmuting the shadow and healing the pain body and then integrating it back into the light of who you truly are, into that oneness and wholeness, right? We're here, the column of light shining bright, being of service, okay? We have to walk our talk, be an example, and holding the torch. Here we go, baby. The cycle is turning, right? From the darkness back into the light divine, and turning of the tables, turning the tide, the changing of the guard, right? Those who were considered the negative ones, those like us, we needed to be disposed of, right? Really. Okay, so you see, everything is relative, guys, and life is a stage. Like I said, we're here to learn our lessons. We're here on a soul journey to expand our consciousness, and it's also self-discovery, right, and see things for what they are. And so those making a sacrifice here, whether, you know, within this body, in this hologram, with our mission, right, because the mind control has been so huge, the programming so huge, the torture, the tyranny so huge, and it's been going on for so long, the abuse of power and authority in those higher places, right, and the abuse of highly advanced technology, and just playing with the dark matter and with the crystalline technology. And look at the cataclysm in Atlantis, okay? And guys, if we didn't have the help from the ETs, even the planet would be destroyed, like the planet Meldek and Tiamat back then, 500,000 years ago, okay? And so that's why we need to hold the ground. We're the ground crew here. We're the system busters, we're the renegades, and just time for us to do the work. But at the same time, we gotta be ready, we gotta be prepared, we have to be strong in the laws, right? In virtues, in values, having strong roots, the connection to our Holy Father, and of course having that loving connection to our Holy Mother. So that's the polarity integration, right? Gemini, June, also very important, because they were splitting our consciousness, splitting our mind. I know the recruitment, the military, the Marines, how they break your skull and they do all kinds of horrible things to you through the subconscious mind into your astral field, energy field, into your chakras, auras, running reversals upside down. They're damaging your electromagnetic field. I experience it, okay? So I know it. And that they insert all kinds of AI into you, and the AI overtakes your brain. So it's called direct programming, and you're nothing but a puppet slave of the archons or the negative aliens with their negative alien agenda, the controlling group, right? So this is all coming to the surface, okay? It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be known for what it is. Education is extremely important. And so doing the inner work. Let me see, did you guys was I reading something here? Yeah, that the law essentially reveals that in every moment of one's existence, the soul is provided with choices. The ultimate goal is to choose that which is beneficial and good for advancement, thus creating a higher frequency within. Again, the law of vibration, right? We entering the golden age in Aquarius. It has to do with the law of vibration. It's connected to the frequency vibration, as we are frequency vibration. We're sound light frequency vibration. We are 99.9% energy. Start feeling, tuning into that sacred chamber of your heart. Feel the divine spark that is within you. That's the only thing you need to hold on to. That's what we'll need here as everything unfolds. We'll see here how things are transpiring, right? Exposing this horrendous criminal activities from places and from people, in those high positions that here people worship so much. Our government will do this for us. My roommate or somebody, they're just wondering, or they're just watching what now Ivanka is saying, or Mr. B or Mr. T, or it's a stage, that the the White House, right, pretty much was closed down. So many things are being staged, whether in Hollywood or somewhere else. Guys, they have highly advanced technology, all this computer simulation going on in a huge way, okay? The cloning, of course, you know what I'm talking about. So it's crazy out there, and for so many people that's not even going to be comprehensible. So the law of relativity deals with the ways in which we manage our thoughts as we face our problems and our test of initiation. So that's why we are here, because the mind of humanity is being so controlled, so manipulated, so damaged, especially in the military, right? And what I experienced with the Marines, and with all these recruitments and this violence through the MIC or MIEC, okay? So that's why I guess I'm here holding the light for them, right? Shining bright. And with the military project and exposing all these wrongdoings, okay? And ET disclosure is imminent, because they have the highly technology, the good ET benevolence ETs tend to heal us, heal our mind, right? The super mind, and heal our DNA with the crystal med beds and tachyon technology. They were beaming, my third eye, my pineal gland, after it got damaged, and through all this electrocution and who knows what else they were doing, okay? My eyesight deteriorated in a huge way and so on. And it cost me lots of money, And it took me a while, you know, many years, just to kind of recover from all that and just feel okay, and what in the world happened, and who is doing all these things. And I'm sharing that with you guys, so hopefully you appreciate that. And you know, hopefully there'll be someone start helping me, whether financially or, you know, with this paying my expenses, because this is a huge big operation going on. So we'll see how the June is again unfolding. But again, I have to also speak my truth, being authentic. And I have to, of course, have faith and trust, right? We're walking in those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude, compassion. But at the same time, also, you know, expressing ourselves, what we need for us to move forward also with our project. And I need to relocate. But for some reason, I have all these interesting experiences. So right now I'm here and appreciating my life, very close to the beach, walking on the beach. And in the afternoon, I'll be in the ocean, of course, and enjoying the full moon and getting all the uploads and downloads, right? And all these light codes, right? So absorbing all that, so guys, I can then share that information, knowledge, and the wisdom with you guys. And of course, and energetically, you guys, you're receiving all those codes, so it's up to you to tuning into it and doing the inner work, right? I have the Ascension Guardian protocol to raise our frequency vibration and to move to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, soul connection, consciousness expansion. But again, the law of relativity, each of us is provided with tests of initiation to determine whether we have mastered lessons of spiritual growth. We are here to grow spiritually. What do you think? What do you think people in a military, or generally, I can even see the couple, right? The neighbors there, you know, not doing really inner work. Very, you know, young individuals, but totally stuck in a matrix. The red wave, right? The inversion with kind of influenced by satanic forces and not even know, right? And when I mentioned the sexuality, everybody just got so hyped up, freaked out. If you have a problem with it, you know, just talking about sexuality, well, that problem then lies within you. Then you need to embrace it, right? And torturing and raping and all these sex games, time to grow up. Time to grow up. Time to learn your lesson, okay? You know, even with this, and girls and boys having fun, and girls parties and drinking and porn and raping and on drugs and marijuana and careless and reckless, and nobody cares. Really? We're aligning with the law of one now, okay? So going to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, right? Soul connection, consciousness expansion is 100% responsibility. You can find on my website, yanakalai.com, under Ascension, right? What it requires, what it takes, focus, devotion, dedication to your path, to your soul growth, to your evolution, to cleansing, clearing, purification of your auras, especially military Marines, right? You know, they need to work with their chakras, with their energy, start feeling themselves. And of course, we need the ET technology to help them deprogram and rewire the subconscious mind, right? And helping them with the bioregenesis, rehabilitation of their DNA. Because their mind's been so polluted, contaminated, right? Their energy, their chakra, energy centers, and so on. So our responses to these tests may be judgmental in that we compare ourselves with others, or they may be positive in that we respond to the problems with mastery. So how are you embracing your situations? Or are you acting, or are you reacting, right? Are you criticizing, judging, or you're taking deep breath? You go into your heart. Take a pause. Observe. Be neutral. Say thank you. Ooh, it got my attention. Oh, maybe it lowers my frequency vibration. Who is draining my energy? Is it my mind, my feelings, emotions? You got to also learn how to have God's sovereign free boundaries. It is energy coming from me, or maybe with somebody else. What is teaching me this situation, or these people that I'm encountering right now? What is teaching me? Be in your heart, be in your center, be strong, right? Watch your mind, feelings, and emotions, because you're instantly creating reality, and that will all come back to you like a boomerang. What goes around comes around, the law of cause and effect. Nobody's going to escape, right? Like I said, anything, all these disclosure, exposure happening, guys, the arrest, whether here in the physical plane, but also, astral plane, dealing with the Dracos, Alpha Draconis, and the reptilians of the negative faction, of course, the Zeta of the negative faction, other corporations engaged in horrible, horrible crimes. You can see it in my new Earth jurisdiction, implementing the Galactic Codex and universal laws. Our ability to respond positively requires that our hearts be connected to the spirit of the laws, the inner Christ, the inner spirit, the Holy Father, Holy Mother, and that we use our tests to advance on our spiritual paths. Okay, guys, so remember that things are happening for a reason. Everything's happening for a reason. We're here to learn our lessons, so don't judge yourself. Don't allow some of these situations and people to lower your frequency vibration. Know who you are. You're a light divine, right? So you're asking yourself, that's the protocol of the evolving self, who am I? Why did I come here to this planet? What is my mission? What are my gifts and talents, right? So remember, you're a very powerful being. That's how we were designed, the angelic divine luminous beings with 12 strands of DNA, with a crystalline heart. Okay, the plasma light body, and also remember, through the law of grace and Galactic Codex, right, we have all the right for ascension, for abundance, whether spiritual and physical, the right to meet our star family, galactic family, okay, and the right for all information, and that can be cruel, because truth hurts in a way, because so many people have been mind control program, right, all this conditioning and the trance through TVs, right, and total lies and deceptions about pretty much everything, our entire 3D life, right? That's why this 3D matrix is collapsing. It's not working. It was all upside down. That's why we talk about the false reality, the 3D matrix, and running the reversals, and pretty much was very inorganic, was artificial. It just didn't make any sense for us, those who feel, empath sensitives, highly evolved souls, volunteer souls, right? Oh my goodness, how these people are living here makes zero common sense. But again, it's my perspective, guys, okay? And so know who you are, know your history. So it's important, the right for all information, also our ancient history, the galactic wars, everything that's been happening for millions of years, even billions if you want to go that far. And we have right to be free, right for freedom and sovereignty, but it comes from within. It comes through the connection to the divine, not having the boat ride and drinking and partying and all this sex addiction going on, and being reckless and careless, and some of the individuals that drinking adrenochrome and all this to keep themselves immortal. So they made humans immoral, right? So we have to be strong in our morality, virtues, ethics. Again, those are 8 steps of yoga, guys. I've been teaching and talking about it for so long. It's very important to study the philosophy of yoga, the yamas, niyamas, the observances, and the daily practice that we're involved in, sacred ceremonies, sacred rituals, not those satanic ones, okay? Whether light a candle, incense, say prayers to your father, to your mother, Holy Father, okay, whatever language you're using, or Sanskrit, chanting, japa mantra meditation, guys, okay? Be mindful living, guys, okay? This is where we're heading, going, right? Very important, mindful living. And let me see, I pretty much shared the law of relativity. That's what I wanted to share with you, because I felt the spaceness, the vastness, the void, where it's up to us. What are we creating or co-creating, right? With the divine, under the law of one, or being in that ego, negative ego, and the duality, dichotomy, negatively polarized, and being reckless and ignorant, and with this arrogancy, and just the money, or sex, and the black magic and sodomy and sorcery. Okay, so everybody's responsible. Remember, everything is monitored. Nobody's going to escape the laws, right? Not even those in those higher places, echelons, with their highly advanced technology, the black hole technologies, with the black sun entities, right, running their reversals, base 10 mathematics, all these draconian measurements, and wreaking havoc here in the entire solar system, in the entire galaxy. Okay, that's why I'm talking about those kind of things. The way I'm talking about it is what it is, through my soul signature, energy signature, protecting yourself, guys. Okay, the 12-day shielding and the unity meditation we had on Sunday. We're bringing the momentum. It's all about the momentum, the light divine, right? Raising the light quotient at the same time, releasing and dissolving everything of that old programming, old conditioning, all these old dogma and restrictions, limitations. Okay, so very important. Communion with your soul connection, conscience expansion. Yes, because guys, this is where we're entering. You have to have a loving connection with the light of your soul, or with your intuition, you know, with your heart, being the heart structure. This is collapsing, right? The 3D matrix, the personality, the ego, and the falseness, everything upside and reverse, and the black magic and Satanism, Luciferism, right? The 5-pointed star bat, you know, upside down, because you know that's what they do. The cabal, the Illuminati, the negative ones. Okay, so transcending all that, transcendence, the law of transcendence, you can find it in the 13 principles of natural laws, right? The soul connection, consciousness expansion, speaking our truth. Even that's the color of your throat chakra, and even let me see, the indigo, that's your third eye, guys. Okay, very important to work with the transform, transmute the astral plane, the astral mind. Okay, and start speaking your souls, know your soul song. And this is the 9th chakra, is actually, no, I'm sorry, and then you have the celestial mind matrix, the inner vision. Oh, that's the indigo family. That's how we came already with those the third eye, or the 6th chakra just being totally activated, and 6 strands of DNA. Okay, so that's the harmony universe number 2. And of course, working with the Vought flame, Saint Germain, right? Very important to transform, transmute all this low density, free yourself from those first three chakras, right? Make them gold and beautiful, right? The fear, they kept us in fear and survival. Okay, all this negativity, the sex misery, the split, right? All the miasma, attachments, and being in dysfunctional relationships, shouting, screaming, yelling, the ego, jealousy, envy, greed, lust. Okay, so that all needs to be resolved, dissolve, the power over others, right? Siphoning energies from us, of vampires and all these kind of things, but also people that do it, right? The control, the manipulation, lies and deceptions, hiding things. No more hiding, no more hiding, because of the light. Do you see the light? The light divine is coming through, even through the window, my skylight, the top window. The sun is shining, it's getting hot. So I'll be finishing. Let me see, balancing karma through nutrition. I love to talk about yoga, Ayurveda, right? And the Lemurian diet. We're going back to nature, to basics, going back to garden. Okay, so again, next Monday we'll have a webinar talking about the food nutrition, the vegan diet, Ayurvedic cooking, and even cleansing. Very simple methods, guys, that you can do each and every day, each and every morning. We already mentioned the 8 steps of yoga. Okay, the morals, the ethics, the virtues, how to breathe, right? The pranayama. We draw from the external, go into your heart, into your center, have your altar, light a candle, right? Create a space for yourself where you can reconnect with the divine, leave the external world out there for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Nothing will, you will not miss anything. The opposite, actually. When you start feeling yourself, you will learn, you will know how to handle then the outside world. Remember, you cannot change anybody, you can only change yourself, and that's how we make the difference. Okay, the japa mantra meditation, right? The Vought flame invocation, the chakra cleansing, clearing, purification, whether through listening to solfeggio tones, energy hygiene, right? Or coloring mandalas. PTSD time to heal. Kathy O'Brien, she was a sex slave in the White House. So write things down, whether what bothers you, what limits you, but also time today, especially write down what expands your consciousness, what makes you happy, joy. That's also the energies of Sag, and they love water. So I'll be close to water, jump into the ocean, and do all this cleansing, clearing, purification on that on those higher dimensions, right? The collective level, the planetary level, the interstellar level, the universal level, the cosmic level as well, here in this physical form, still existing, walking here in this hologram, okay? With all kinds of technology and having all kinds of experiences, guys. It's very colorful, just like even the sign Sagittarius, right? Just very colorful, and a sign Gemini, right? And also the lightness of being. So maybe fasting today, at least half a day. That's what I did yesterday. And then, oh my God, I cooked this rice. It was a basmati rice, and kind of ended up eating maybe a little bit too much, but I enjoyed myself. Again, I ground myself. I needed to ground those energies. And also I had my red beet, and I cooked it just medium kind of, so there's still some enzymes in with beautiful spices, right, that they use in Ayurvedic cooking, and with some herbs, and with sesame seeds. And I drink the water, because I was cooking in distilled water, or you have a purified water, right? Cooking that one beet in a little pot, saucepan, not a big deal. But it was amazing. The good energy, frequency, vibration, the food, right? And listening to solfeggio tones, healing music, and writing your dreams down. How do you want to imagine future? Okay. And for me, of course, with ETs, reconnecting with my galactic family, star family, with my soul sibling, my soul tribes. That's going to be extremely dynamic, I would say, challenging. We'll see how it goes. The Galactic Codex, divine intervention, guys. The divine intervention. The galactics are here. They're waiting for us. All about raising the frequency vibration. Understand the law of one. Under the law of one. The New Earth jurisdiction, implementing the Galactic Codex, natural laws, study and understand the universal laws, because it will teach you about the truth and about love. Everybody wants love, and seeking love, whether in sex or in genitals, and grabbing and possessing, controlling and being fearful, and just drinking and smoking pot, marijuana, on drugs. Guys, this is all anti-life, anti-Christ. This is not who we are. That's the perversion coming from those controller groups, those negative ones. They wanted to enslave humanity and make transhumans and transgenders out of us, okay? And so even like you see the sign of Gemini here, right, the polarity. Next time maybe we can go over the law of gender, because everything is masculine, the right side, and feminine energies. Guys, the co-creation cannot exist without those two energies being combined together. Okay, but we first have to establish it, reconnect within ourselves, with our soul, the divine energies from within. And even I'm here in this physical form as a female with a womb, right? So many individuals, or especially guys, maybe being a little bit confused, because if you were reading my energies, I'm extremely mental, so that energy is masculine, and having connection, right, with the divine, with the solar rishis, and even with my twin flame, the galactic commanders, galactic command. Guys, I'm not a piece of cake, and we read everything, we scan everything. The surveillance, right? Like I said, the bad guys have their surveillance technology. The thing is, we then learn, or the good guys, the good ETs and the Galactic Command, High Command, then we learn, oh, this is, now we are surveilling you, and we know how, you operate. So now we know how to correct all these things and help humanity with healing, with ascension, with the evolution, and with the liberation, guys. So please be grateful. Sometimes, just say hi to the ETs, the benevolent ETs, right? The Icturians, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Sirians, the Antares, and even the Orion group, the ancient of the ancient ones, okay? Highly evolved, beautiful beings of light. So we have to give them some gratitude and acknowledgement, right? And so then we can live our lives in a beautiful environment full of peace and happiness and beauty and joy and success and abundance. And here in this really New Earth society, right? New Earth society with fair and true jurisdiction and military force, space force, in truth and integrity, fairness, unity, to be part of cosmic, galactic, interstellar community. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.